Let's put a different spin on moss poles. Get one of these 24-inch thingamajigs. Then grab a roll of 4-inch wide moose cake collars. This is going to be a key component to this whole build. Sheet moss. We're going with sheet moss this time, not sphagnum moss. Not sphagnum moss. Chunky potting mix. Doesn't matter what kind as long as it's chunky. Lay the thingamajig down so that you can know where to cut the cake collar. It needs to be the same length as the thingamajig. Now break out the sheet moss. When you buy it, it's kind of dry, but if you spray it down a little bit and give it some elasticity, it's easier to work with. This is what I love about sheet moss. You mist it a little bit and it comes to life. And it starts to feel like grass. It doesn't have to be soggy, and it takes a lot longer to dry out. But more about that later. Cut the sheet moss like this so it's about 3.5 to 4 inches wide. Get you a good 3 pieces, maybe 4, and line it up face down along the length of the thingamajig. Now get your cake collar and line it up on the thingamajig on top of the sheet moss, like so. Then fasten all the tabs on the back of the thingamajig. Go ahead and turn it over and notice immediately that this thing is going to hit different than a sphagnum moss pole. Don't take too much time looking. We still got a lot of work to do. Grab whatever pot or container you're going to use to put this pole in. We need to give this thing the eye test to see how it's going to look overall inside the pot. Get a planting mat or a tub because things are going to get a little bit messy from this point on. Now see, this is what annoys me about the thingy-majigs. The tabs don't stay fastened. And once one tab comes open, they all start coming open. Next thing you know, you done went in reverse and you're back at the step before this step, fastening the tabs again. Don't make this mistake. Once you get the tabs fastened again, do yourself a favor and get some clear tape and put it over each tab so you don't have to deal with this issue. Okay, now get some soil and stuff it in the bottom of the thingamajig for stability. This part is nothing new. Now start filling the pot with a substrate of your choice. I'm using Root Water Forest Floor Blend, of course. Use a stick or something to get rid of those air pockets. I'm using bamboo. Now start filling the thingamajig with soil. Important note, the soil has to go behind the cake collar. So the cake collar is in between the soil and the moss. This will prevent you from shredding up or poking holes in the moss when you're packing the soil down. You don't want air pockets in the pole. So be gentle and poke those air pockets out. Now you're ready to pull the cake collar out of the thingamajig so the soil can meet with the sheet moss. So by now you see that the sheet moss acts as a barrier to keep the soil from coming out of the front of the moss pole. In no time at all, the soil and the sheet moss will fuse together, and the soil will provide nutrients to the moss, which will give the moss life. Then you will have a living, breathing, green moss pole that your plant will have no problem rooting into because it's like an extension of the pot, and you shouldn't have to worry about this thing drying out every 2 days. It's going to stay just as moist as the soil inside of your pot. As always, happy planting, y'all.